Welcome back to Let's Play Medieval 2 Total War England Campaign, episode the 86th with me, Skwalker. And when we left off, we'd had two mediocre battles, really. We had a big one, well, I say we had a big one for Spanish, it was going to be a big one, and then again decided I can't quite be bothered, so I just basically took out two small Spanish armies, and then the big one decided to run all the way back to the Iberian Peninsula, so I guess we put that issue off for a few more turns. And then the Polish decided to do their usual thing of trying to take Prague instead of Breslau. We have seen an army off. It was quite a high casualty battle for me, but at the same time was high casualty for the Polish. So
if it is a fight you wish, come closer.
That's what I have left, and unfortunately no General's Body yet. Unfortunately, we just haven't quite pinned down on how to deal with Polish nobles. But there are still many other issues to deal with. This area is just a fucking constant mess, really. Honestly, once we got rid of the Imperials, all of these fucks are gone at least. And we are also trying and take Palermo, because I would like that, because I guess it'd be embarrassing for the Sicilians to lose their capital, but also I just want it, and it'll be useful to my quest to retake my former Middle Eastern empire from the Mongols, who are still sitting around owning it, which I don't like. That being said, there's still a lot we must do. One of those things is, it's a review! It's a review, because we are now 130 turns into this campaign, so therefore, because it's a turn that ends in a 0, we need to do some housekeeping, which, yeah, I know, sounds fucking thrilling. So, if you're not fond of housekeeping, you may want to just skip ahead maybe 20 minutes or so. Otherwise, if you are here to stay, let's see how we're getting on. So, first things first, let's do a quick review of where we're up to. So, the capital of England is London. That's probably the 13th time I've said that in this campaign, and it'll be the not last time I'll say it. King Thomas is now the leader of ourselves. He's currently based in Ivernus, being useless, but to be honest, he's kind of just keeping that town on the straight and narrow, so he's doing alright. Gregory of Westerbury is our current greatest general, by the way. We now have 26 generals at our command, and we control a grand total of 39 regions, bringing us only 6 away from victory. However, that victory does also stipulate we must hold Jerusalem as well, so we need to do that. That being said, taking Vienna and then finishing off the Imperial, well, finishing off what I want of the Sicilians, so let's say that's 40, 41, 42, 43, and 44. Yeah, I just need to take the last European territories out. Oh, sorry. 45. Yeah. Take those last European territories I want, and then it's just a free-for-all to get Jerusalem back off the Mongols. So we are very close to victory now, at least. Cities, we have 23 cities, 16 castles. Yeah, fairly even split. Well, more skewed towards cities now, but that's why we have so much money at the minute. We have now won 232 battles and lost 44. So this is a pretty strong campaign we're having. And the year is now 1338. For those of you who are history buffs, around now, in actual history, we'd be fighting the 100 Years' War against the French, except, well, here's the thing, we kind of bossed it a while ago, and the French just got absolutely, well, earned, so, yeah, history's gone a bit weird. So yeah, we're doing very good, and we have now 96 turns remaining. I think I'm pretty confident now that we will win this campaign within the time limit. Taking Jerusalem's going to be the only big challenge left for us. Like, well, everything's a challenge right now, but taking Jerusalem's going to be a big challenge because the Mongolians still have a lot of firepower, so we need to be very strategic in how we bring them down. That being said, in terms of diplomacy, our situation is, as always, pretty fucking horrible. I am now at war with 7 factions, or 6 factions if you don't count rebels, so yeah, 6 factions, which isn't really very good. And I have one ally, the ever-useless Venetians, who I don't think they've lifted a finger throughout this entire campaign. All they've done is lose terrain, and I think they've just been relegated. I mean, to be honest, I don't even think they hold Thessalonica anymore. I think they actually now just own, you know, this town, and that's it. Which is probably why they never help us. Our enemies at the minute are the Holy Roman Empire. Luckily, they are now 1 province away from destruction. The Spanish, they're our newest enemy. I think they mainly joined because I'm at war with the Imperials, so I think once the Imperials are down, I'd say that'd help us, but at the same time, the Spanish have allied with the Polish, and the Polish will probably keep them in this war for their own interests. So peace with the Spanish is unlikely, so what we are going to do is we are going to maintain a strong frontier here and just keep any Spanish attacks at bay. That's the best I'm going to do, because I will not commit to an invasion of Iberia, because they have command of the Moors as a vassal. The Moors technically haven't gone to war with me yet, but the Spanish could bring them into this whenever they want. We also have the Sicilians. They're also a relatively new enemy of ours. However, so far we've been very strong against them, taking over Cagliari and Naples, and we will be moving in on their African territories very soon, of which they still remain quite weak. Tunis is still like one unit of Norman Knights, like we could say it that. We also have the Papal States as an enemy now. Yeah. I don't think we're ever going to repair our relations with the Pope. We may as well just schism it. Say bugger it. Get our 99 theses out. Stick them to the walls of every church in the land and just say, you know what, bugger it. We're making our own better religion. We'll call it Protestantism. That'll do. And we'll just be better than them. Because all I'm going to do now is, when this is a little tidier, we're going to go for our fortress strategy. We're basically just going to enclose the Pope and contain him. And that is all we'll have to do, really. Just keep him contained and he won't bother me anymore. And we're also still at war with Egypt, by the way, but, well, I don't count Egypt as an enemy anymore. They're literally a one faction nation as well. What is Egypt up to these days, actually? They're just allied with the Byzantines and just doing nothing. I think they're just existing at this point. That being said as well, the Pope still hates me. It's now a Spanish Pope on the throne. Yeah. It's just papal hate. I'm excommunicated. Oddly enough, I haven't been crusaded against yet. I had a feeling that might happen, but I don't think he's really up for it. College of Cardinals, yeah. I once had a mighty grip over it. I'm now down to 3 cardinals, and Poland is now running the show here, so I think our next Pope is going to be Polish, and I'd say I think the other thing a Polish Pope could do even worse is he probably actually will crusade on me, but, well, that's fine. I think the only Catholic nation I'm not at war with at the minute is Hungary, and to be honest, they seem to be doing okay, but Hungary seems to be just keeping to themselves. They seem to take no involvement in anything. As it stands, they're just busy fighting wars against the Venetians and the Mongolians, so leave them to it. So yeah, diplomatically, we're not doing fun. In terms of family tree, it's a big family tree. We haven't really gone down any further generations, but we did get our new king, King Thomas, within the past 10 turns, and we now have Prince Humphrey as the heir because our other prince died because it turned out he was very unpopular. He's currently based in Stettin, and he will soon be leading the campaign to retake Krakow. Well, not retake Krakow, but capture Krakow once his knights are a little bit more up to scratch, because we have jousting lists and other stuff, so we're giving them a bit of an upgrade as it stands. But yeah, family tree is doing fine. In terms of faction rank, as you see, we've always been on the up and up, really, as time's gone on. And we still remain superior to pretty much every faction in the game. Of the top 5, the Mongolians still place a solid 2nd, the Spanish are now in 3rd, the Polish are in 4th, and the Byzantines are in 5th. But yeah, they're all doing okay, but at the same time, they're not up here. And I'm still rising because we have been on a bit of a land grab against the Italians, so that's played quite nicely for us. We'll do the list at the end of this. We've already had a look at the College of Cardinals. We have no outstanding missions at this moment in time, and in terms of money, we actually are set to lose a little bit of money, but at the same time we are still incredibly wealthy, bringing in nearly 30,000 florins of profit per turn. Anyway, in regards to list, let's quickly go through, and I do apologise, I have suddenly come down with a really horrible cough. I have been quite sick lately, so I'm just not in a very good place right now. I've just been very stressed with work and stuff, so apologies if I'm coughing and yawning and all that, but I have just fallen really ill lately, and I can whinge about this another day, because we're not here to listen to me and my pathetic life. We're here to watch this pathetic campaign, right? Anyway, Thomas
Hail,
Bower,
my
he
king.
garrisons London and will remain there really for eternity now. Admiral
Ships
Jasper,
ready.
he's headed for retraining.
Your will,
Aethelgar Webb, he is the new commander of Carnarvon.
Aye, sire.
Admiral Lawrence, he's in a bit of a jam right now, and we'll deal with that
My
later.
lord.
Godwin Lewes is current garrison commander at Bern. However, he is now going to be relocated to Staufen because they need a garrison commander. Admiral Nicholas,
Ready,
he's currently
sire.
garrisoned at Nottingham, and he's getting retrained, I believe, right now.
Hail, my
Francis
king.
Brown is current governor of Bologna, and he is awaiting further orders from myself in regards to what he's going to do. Actually, I might be able to move some of his troops out to try and lure Captain Howard into a fight and get rid of him. But then again, if I do that, I think he'll just run away. Yeah, you know what, I'll leave it for now, because he's going to run away, and then that's just going to create more problems. I just want to get him engaged. Lothwine garrisons Oslo and will remain there
My lord.
indefinitely. Joffrey's governing Reims and will remain there indefinitely.
Hail,
Austin
my
Spiner,
king.
he's currently in Nottingham, but well, he'll be governing while I'll be sending Leonard Lewes out as a new commander. He will be taking my new units out and about, really. In fact, I think Nottingham, do you need to retrain anything? Anything that does need retraining? Yeah, we can get a swordsmith to upgrade a knight's hospitality, and that'll be actually really, really sweet. So we'll get them upgraded, and then we'll be sending them off. Robin Payne, he currently governs York and will be staying there. Francis
Hail,
West
my
Derby,
king.
he's currently governing, well, actually, is he? Yeah, he's actually the current governor of Nuremberg and will stay there. Simon,
my king.
he needs something to do, really. Breslau is without a commander, as is Prague, though, so he can go up to one of these two towns. Preferably want him in Breslau, but he can make a quick pit stop at Prague for now, where he'll be safe as houses,
lord.
really.
Your will, sire.
Okay, so
Hail, my... Yes.
Leonard Lewes, he's going to be moving out very, very soon.
Hail, my
Jacob,
king.
he's currently garrisoning Magdeburg. I definitely want to start moving some of these troops around. In fact, I think now will be a good time to start sending some troops over to Breslau to continue maintaining the frontier. So
Sire.
I'm going to send these lads out, and we're going to have a bit
your
of a
command.
organisation
I am
festival
spent,
over
sire.
there.
I shall continue tomorrow.
That's a very priestly voice for a captain, isn't it? Okie dokie. So, let's see who else we have to deal with. So,
hail, my king.
Michel Berkeley, he currently garrisons Rennes. It's not having the best of times right now, but is building a church.
Hail, my
Gregory
king.
Westbury, he is currently inbound to deal with the Spanish. Lewes is currently commanding Bern. He might lead an army soon, but for now he's just awaiting further orders.
Hail, my
King
king.
Thomas rules from Ivernus and will remain there for eternity.
Hail, my
Edward the
king.
Honourable, governor of Aarhus, permanent position.
Hail,
Barnaby
my
Underwood,
king.
commander of Cayenne, permanent position.
Hail,
Ambrose
my king.
Kerfurs, current guardian of Toulouse against Spanish incursion, permanent position for now.
Hail,
Simon,
my king.
now governor of Prague, will be moving to Breslau later. Joffrey,
Hail, my king.
governor of Stockholm, will be staying there for a while. Morcar of
order.
Guildford, commander of Dijon, staying there for a while. Alfred Heaven, Edinburgh.
Hail, my king.
Josias, governor of Dublin. Admiral
Ships
Anthony,
ready.
currently blockading a Spanish port for a mission, but I'm going to send him home now because he's done
Set
all that
sail.
he needs to do. And then I hate how it takes me back to the bottom every time I do this. John of
Yes.
Westbury, he is currently in Angers. He will be marching out next turn into Marseille. Christopher
Hail,
of
my
Durham,
king.
currently governing Rome, will be sending him back to Naples next turn. I was going to hope to use him as a fort builder, but it didn't happen. Prince
Hail, my
Humphrey currently
king.
gathering Stefan, and then we've got
Sire.
some captains just
Order.
here,
Sire.
and here.
Hail, my
Actually,
king.
one thing I need to do is I need to get more generals and characters headed into Italy where we need them. So, in fact, lose.
will, sire.
How bad is Bern going to react if they lose you? Not too bad, alright. I'm going to have lose join up in
By your
Milan where
command.
I have a use for
We
him.
shall continue tomorrow,
And
sire.
as I say, I don't really have any double guys now.
Orders.
Staufen might cope as well, so you know what, Godwin, I know I just basically sent you somewhere else, but I want you to come down south as well. If I just get 2 people down here, they could just try and run these areas for a little bit, and that might just make my life a little bit easier. Okay, so we have some other lists to look at quickly. So, settlements. So, London, good. Nottingham, good. Cayenne, good. York, good. Rennes, we are already aware of a public order issue resolving. Carnevion is not in the best of moods right now, but I guess we can afford to lower the taxes a little bit just to keep it in the green. We can enjoy all the benefits that brings us, because, yeah, Carnevion still has room for growth, so we'll just keep it happy. Dublin, once more, yeah, we have room for improvement, so let's just keep the taxes low, keep the people happy. Paris, I don't have any commands over it. It's doing okay for now, could be doing better. Ivanus, yeah, Ivanus pays a lot in taxes, so if this cripples my money, by the way, I will be redacting some of this, but for now, let's just see how we can get away with just trying to keep the public order high, because high public order it's its own reward itself. Milan and Bruges, I can't do anything. Same goes with Breslau. Breslau is only unhappy because of a lack of garrison, but we'll be getting that back. Antwerp is on auto management, but is starting to lose happiness. Yeah, Antwerp hasn't had a governor for a while, but I've never had anyone available. It's a time that really could use some investment, because I haven't done a lot of investment, so I think we'll make that one of my main hits of next turn. Angier, yeah, Angier's fine. Stockholm needs more happiness, so we'll need to look into building something. Unfortunately, because it's one of my more northern territories, it does get ignored, because it's not really in the main arena. Staufen's fine. Edinburgh, yeah, we could probably bring your taxes down just to keep you happy as well. Venice, yeah, Venice is doing what it can. Oslo is doing fine, actually. Cagliari and Hamburg are on autopilot for now. Aarhus is doing absolutely brilliant. Dijon is doing good. Actually, Aarhus could probably have more taxes if it wanted to, but nah. It's doing alright for now. Dijon's doing fine. Stettin has massive public order, but then again I can't increase the taxes because it's a castle. Frankfurt has had better days and it really could use a governor. Bern, same. Metz, yeah, Metz is hanging in there, just doing itself what it can. Magdeburg's doing good. Innsbruck's having population issues, but we are resolving that with some irrigation. Nuremberg could be doing better, so I'm going to bring the taxes down and that will keep the people happy for now. Bordeaux is having population issues. These were mainly because it's not on a growth build policy, so maybe put it on that would help out, and it has a bit, but it's still losing population. Part of that is probably because Gregory is no longer commanding. Gregory was bringing some growth bonuses to the area, so if we get him back in, that'll be fine, but Bordeaux could also use improvements to its farming infrastructure anyway, so it can stand on its own 2 feet, because it won't have Gregory watching it forever. The other towns are doing absolutely fine. They're on autopilot at the minute, and well, not on autopilot, but they're just being governed officially. Naples is unhappy because it has no governor at the minute. Right, so yeah, we're doing quite strong in terms of cities. There aren't really many issues going around. In terms of agents, I have Edmund Powell. He is still preaching in Marseille, just really keeping an eye on the area for me.
Where to, sire?
Ansel Mantle is currently spying in Pamplona and observing Spanish movements for me, so we can try and keep track of any potential invasions.
Yes.
Joffrey the Corrupt, he monitors the Mongolians. I'm going to have him move south towards Jerusalem, sir, because that's the most important town for me to watch. Accra has a large garrison, by the way, so thank you for uncovering that. Stephen of Canterbury, he's my new spy. He's actually doing really well, by the way. He's only new. He's currently spying in Thorn. He will be moved to Krakow later on. Even has a 10% chance. There must be some sort of bloody spy catcher working in Krakow. Harold of Doncaster is my last remaining merchant in the Middle East. Once we start taking territory in the Middle East, I think I'm going to start cracking out more merchants so we can get back to making money off this area. Anselm Seiniger, by the way, he trades silver in Dublin. He makes a tidy little profit. Does what he can. Michel Dane, he's currently in Magdeburg awaiting further orders. He's just kind of hanging around, really. That being said, there are heretics he needs to be bringing down, so hopefully he can do that. Right. Who else do we have? We have Diplomat over here in Granada. Not a lot he can do right now. He could probably try and move to a Spanish area and try and sim the talk piece again. And if he can, he can. John of Ashwell, he's currently spying in Alexandria, monitoring the westernmost Mongolian positions. Charles Russell, he's my assassin, currently in Vienna looking for something to do. Hugh of Alcaster, he's my new spy, he's currently in Venice. He's moving to have a look at Tirzano Guilanis, but we already know what he's got, so he's done his job for now. I'll be finding other uses for him. Mainly I'm going to send him up to spy in Vienna. Stephen the Peaceful, he's currently garrisoned in Angiers. He is a cardinal, and really there's not a lot for him to do, so he's just staying there. James of Abingdon, he is just trading in Alexandria, just making as much money as he can before his life expires. Nigel Hewings monitors the Sicilians in Tunis, so I can plan my invasion of that area. Hugh of Glastonbury is in Antwerp, just really keeping the peace here as much as he can. And Robert of Birmingham, he's my newest addition to the clergy, currently restoring Catholicism in Breslau, where it's been dropping off a little bit. So that's how it stands right now in my campaign. It is actually going quite strong on reflection. The only weak area is here where I've been making my new territory grabs. It's just been a bit chaotic. A lot of factions really vying for my attention, but soon with the end of the Imperials and we're going to cut the Sicilians down to size, things should get simpler, and we'll hopefully get back to the narrative of we'll just keep these two idiots at bay and I can make my one and only focus on just going as aggressive as I can against the Mongolians. That is really how I want to play it. But for now, that is the end of the admin for now. Well, there'll be more admin next turn, because there's always admin in this game. It is an admin game. But there are also battles, and we like fighting battles. Let's see if an enemy wants to start a battle with us when I hit this little magic hourglass. Oh, by the way, how are we doing for money? Yeah, we took a minor money hit, but you know what? The people are happy. And I like that. Happy people are productive people. And they don't suddenly whinge and riot out of the blue.
Leaving the army, sire. Ah! The enemy has surrounded us. We are besieged. The enemy fleet is upon us.
Right, a few attacks to the earth, yeah, this more's going to happen. Cannot withdraw, unfortunately. Right, just do as good as you can, dude. Yeah, I knew you weren't going to win that one. Sorry for getting you into that fight, Lawrence.
Sire, we should disengage. The enemy shows no mercy. We can go no further this day, sire.
Right, looks like the Mongolians are manoeuvring against the Turks. Right, a few things going on. Mainly we are being besieged in two areas and we have a new mission. The Council of Nobles has requested I take Thorn and I'll be given a big reward. Taking Thorn doesn't really play into my primary objectives, however depriving the Polish of a castle is an opportunity I do not really wish to pass up. Naples and Breslau have experienced rioting. Naples has not got it out of their system. Well, it's getting out of their system, but I don't want this town to suddenly flip, so I'm sorry.
Hail,
Christopher, get your bum back down here, please. And Breslau has rioted because Breslau just has no garrison right now. Alright, Captain Rufus, get your ass back into Breslau, please, and we might be able to maintain some sort of civility here, except we're not really, right? We need a governor. Magdeburg, how much are you going to miss Jacob if he was to leave? Actually, wait, I'm sorry. I've got a guy on the way, haven't I? Simon, get your ass up to Breslau. Right, Breslau is just in a really bad mood. Even giving it a governor just does not make the town happy. It's mainly just religious unrest. There is just so much religious unrest. Has a heretic wandered into the area? No, they haven't. I think it's just the excommunication thing. Right, we're going to build an abbey as soon as we can then. By the way, Michelle, can you get rid of this loser, please?
This is the heathen in question, my lord. They shall stand trial.
Just whack him with your big stick. You don't need to put him on trial. Good job. Put him down. Right, good. He's been denounced, and Michelle, you can embed yourself.
Alone, sire.
He can't bring that guy down yet, because he can only do one thing for a turn. Traitor to our people. Captain Joffrey's betrayed me. Of course, I always have captains betraying me. It's like this area here. Like Joffrey Arthur, like
You are not my liege.
It's just this area here. I think we should just call this Traitor's Bridge. It's like fucking cursed. Every time I send an army in this particular area, I get fucking betrayed, and now I've got the Pope attacking me again, or at least one of the Pope's enforcers. Right, we'll need to deal with that in a minute. I'm getting annoyed about it. It's probably that Hungarian assassin. He's walking around just bribing people. Agent detected. An Imperial spy was detected and executed in Nuremberg, and that happens to be where Emperor Henry is heading for right now. Right, we need to worry about that in a minute. And yes, we know which two settlements are under siege. I'll deal with that in a minute. End of turn report. I'm still pretty much the King Cheese. Agent found. A papal spy was found and has escaped Milan. Faction announcements. Michelle Berkeley is now fair in rule. Edward the Honourable feels respected, and Joffrey Chamberlain has a siege engineer. In terms of construction, Rennes has an abbey, which has made it happy. Rennes, something else you'd like to build? Because you're in the happy, but you're not quite fully happy. You know, get a shipwright up. We could use some money. Paris now has a cathedral, which has made the town much happier. Let's get some better roads set up, because we could always use better roads. Bern has an archery range. That's fantastic. We could start working on the marksman's range now to start recruiting the best of the best, such as a retinue longbowmen. But there are other things we could build. Let's start working on some irrigation, because the town's starting to stagnate in terms of growth. Naples has an inn, which is keeping it happy. It's now just currently repairing its gunsmith, so we'll leave that be for now. Paris has also completed some repairs. Alright, good. Right, recruitment report by the way. Milan has some heavy bill militia and bill militia. Angers, some levy spearmen. Venice, some archer militia and a catapult. Innsbruck, some feudal knights. Toulouse, some yeomen archers and mailed knights. Bologna, some archer militia and spear militia and a catapult, and then it's all retraining. Diplomatic information. That actually lasted a long time. The Turks managed to suddenly become allies with the Mongols and then have done a client kingdom thing. Who is client to who, though? The Mongols have taken the Turks as a vassal, right? Interesting. Construction approved, by the way. When it comes to showing piety and a devotion to such a church, lords and land are in position to do much more than simply kneel in prayer like the common man. Your decision to dig into the coffers and fund the construction of a new house of God is exactly... Alright, the Pope is happy that I built a cathedral. So happy that he decides to try and conquer Milan. Like, that's a happy Pope there, isn't it? And trait increased by the way. Michel Dane is now an enemy of heretics, which has increased his piety. Right. We're under attack in two areas, and I will deal with Joffrey the Traitor later. I'm not exactly pleased with his decision to suddenly betray me, but... Well, it's called Traitor's Bridge now. That's all we're going to call it. Right, so first things first. Let's deal with... Oh God, Milan's absolutely fucked at this stage in time. It's got like a garrison of fuck
I
all.
seek an honourable engagement, dear foe.
I'll try and get... Well, you know what? We could try and scramble some troops out of Genoa, but look at what I'm going to be scrambling. I'm going to be scrambling absolutely nothing, basically. But you know what? We must scramble what we must. Get these lads up to Milan, please.
Sire.
And hopefully they can assist. Leonard lose, link up with them, and
Joining
we
the
will
other side.
do what we can.
Battle it is then,
Can you actually attack this turn? Are you going to swing your big sword? Yes, you are. Good man, right. Let's try and bring this down now, and I'll have Captain Edmund under my command. So Dominicius Bruni now, everywhere, actually isn't as strong as he looks. He has brought some big, heavy, horrible artillery, though, known as mortars. We've never played with these guys yet, but what I know about mortars, or at least what I know from Age of Empires 3 mortars, is these are big fucks who will shell you from a very long time ago, well, long distance away, and will basically blow up a town centre in a few hits. They're that good. They're basically mini trebuchets, but explosive. They're basically... They're just shelling devices. Very hard to get to, especially when we've got a unit of Swiss Guard protecting them, who are a well-armoured and well-organised unit, and a unit of Pavisa crossbowmen, who are just absolute problem makers. And we also have Dominicius Bruni himself. He is just a general, though it isn't the Pope himself. At least I think it isn't the Pope himself. I think the Pope himself right now is in Florence, thinking of other ways to annoy me. And also we have Captain Edmund on our side, who has a very weakened garrison of some demi-lancers and some billmen, but really it's going to be on lose-lose to not lose the battle. So let's just get in on this one and rescue Milan from the clutches of just from the clutches of a very annoying Pope.
I shall lead our forces into battle. Men, I am in two minds whether or not to take the fight to the enemy. There are arguments in favor of waiting here for them to come to us. Equally, there are arguments for advancing with a loud hurrah. In either case, I know you will fight rather well. Or at least, not badly. These papal servants make a brave show, but that is not enough against the likes of us. False prayers will not turn aside our swords. And now, say your last prayers. Put your trust in your fellows and in good steel too. Then let us march to whatever God wills.
Right, let's get moving, lads, and yes, our prayers are better than the Pope's prayers because, well, God likes us more. Okay, so, because naturally there's not only enemy artillery, but there is a big sheller known as a mortar. We're going to keep it loose, keep it spread out, and that should hopefully prevent it from getting a big mega jackpot kill. Archers will also be loosely formatted, and they will be my main unit for advancing, mainly because they can try and just get a few quick shots off against the enemy Swiss Guard. I don't know how well armoured they are. Their portrait made it look like they're very well armoured. Whether they actually wear that to the battlefield, we do not know, because we've basically, we've fought other units before, like halberds, where they wear bugger all. Basically come in their pyjamas. General, you keep it loose as well. You keep to the back for now, because the enemy may be up to something. But remember, we do have reinforcements, and they are being controlled by myself, so it isn't all over yet. And I also have artillery incoming as well. Either way, let's start moving in and start putting pressure on the enemy. So let's get our archers inbound and start taking control of this hill. Now, there are two ways up this hill, and the enemy is seeking to control it, so we'll have our smaller force advance this way, which mainly consists of some billmen and demi-lancers. So, billmen, I have a simple job for you. I need you to get into a loose formation and make your way up this hill, please. That is where you're going to go. You are going to flank the enemy. Demi-lancers, because your numbers may as well just not exist, you remain at the back of the battlefield and just don't do anything that gets you into trouble, please. Catapult, I want you to make your way up, and I think you know what I'd like you to do. Get your ass to the front line if you can, and basically try and see how much killing you can do. Either way, we're going to have our billmen just try and cover the flank while our spearmen bring up the main frontier. Since these guys are weaker and more expendable, it should be a more tempting target for the artillery rather than my less expendable bill militias. That being said, my bill militia are not very well armoured, they're padded, but well, that's the best you can do. But at least we have a really good bill militia here. They heavy guys with the stripy pantaloons and the very nicely put together armour. Good armour for those guys, especially considering that they're a militia and not knights. Anyway, I'm going to get my men into position right now. I don't think there's really too much for us to see as it stands. We know where the enemy mortar crews are at least, but we're going to make our priority trying to dispatch the Swiss Guard. But let's just speed this one up a little bit. Get our men into a better position. It's a very steep hill we're marching up, by the way, which is going to cause a bit of a stamina issue, I suspect, but they are getting those mortars into a position where they are going to try and fire right. They have Pavisas, so you know what? Try and exchange a bit of fire with them. It's not really going to be the best unit for you to fight, but at the same time, if we can try and damage them, it's going to, because they've put the Swiss Guard way at the back of their formation. So archers, if you can just try and get some damage out against them. Pavisas, when they're facing towards you, are still vulnerable to missiles. It's just when they're facing backwards, it gets hard to kill them. But archers, go on, try and get a volley out now, because they're going to do the exact same. We're going to try and skirmish away. Archers, can we try and just be a little cleverer, please? I don't know what we're achieving right now, but what we're not achieving is victory. General, by the way, get your bum up here. We're going to need you. Right, how are we doing? Right, we're hitting those Pavisas, keeping them off balance. We're going to keep them from firing their shots. Remember, lads, you lot are less fuss. Oh, but then again, you know what? Pavisas are now in a bit of trouble, right? Archers, try and see if you can start getting some shots off on the general. I'm going to try and run. I mean, lads, you're only warmed up, so you know what? It's a quick jog up the hill, I know, but you know what? If they're going to stay there and not skirmish, bring them down, because I don't intend to have these guys standing around and shooting my men. Good job, lads. Keep them busy. See if we can push them into a retreat. Right, you lot. Need you to get up this hill, please. I know I've landed you with a crap job, but you're going to have to do it, right? Artillery is inbound, and I've got these guys just moving in. That being said, I don't know if they're preparing to start firing their mortars. You'll know it's the case when we hear the very loud bang.
True and steadfast, victory will be ours.
I don't know where the Swiss Guard have gone back. Oh, wait, is that there? Right, there's the Swiss Guard. Right, archers, target the Swiss Guard. They're the, I mean, yeah, they are well armoured, by the way. They around with some pretty intimidating looking halberds, which are going to be an issue for us. That being said, you lot, I need you to peel into the enemy general, and you lot just move in and take control of the flank. But because the Swiss militia, the Swiss Guard are kind of just advancing too far forward, and we have control of the flank, we should be taking full advantage of that and just getting ourselves into that enemy general and bringing him down, please. So get in there. The only issue right now for us is stamina. We are having a stamina problem because of getting up this stupid hill. My men are basically coming into battle tired, whereas this guy is just camping up on the hill and he's absolutely fine for his stamina, but it's okay. Lads, get there and get ready to reinforce. I've still got more reinforcements in on the way, and General, I will have use for you soon, so keep marching up, please. In fact, see if you can speed yourself up a little bit, because I might have to speed you up, because yeah, these guys are routing already, which is unfortunate because they did not even make a dent on that enemy general. Lads, you're about to be engaged. Try and get in there and try and keep him busy. I'm going to send a general up there to support you. General, I know it's going to be a bit of a jog, but come on. I need you up here. We need to get rid of that general and main objective. Lads, keep it steady. Try it. No, we've lost him. Alright, that's fine. It's not good terrain for us, unfortunately. It's like we're fighting on a hill here. We'd expect us to fight here, but that's just the battlefield that seems to have been drawn for us today. Still, archers doing what they can just to try and burn down some of the Swiss Guard, and that's absolutely brilliant for us. Our general's now fighting there. General, honestly, I don't know who's going to come out first. Lose, unfortunately, but we'll do what we can with him. Right. Where are my reinforcements? They are advancing, and they are advancing quite slowly, and they're already tired. That's a big issue. Lads, get yourselves up that hill and await further orders from me, please. But as you can see, we're just fighting at a disadvantage here. We're just basically coming in with worn out troops.
Our men have slain the enemy general. Without him, his troops will lose their will to fight.
That being said, this could be the turn that gives me this battle back under my control. Right. General, actually General, you're still fresh, but no, I'd never send you in against Swiss Guard. It's a fool's errand. Okay, Spearmen, regroup and await further orders, please. The enemy cannons are very reluctant to fire. I need you to regroup, get your stamina back up. Archers, you just make your main objective now, just weakening the Swiss Guard. The mortars are retreating as far up the hill as they can, but they've abandoned their cannons, meaning they're not going to fire upon us. I mean, yeah, they're abandoned, so that's fine on this. No, wait, never. Yeah, all mortars are abandoned. That's fine. We're going to take control of this area of battlefield then, make sure they can't get them back, and that will hopefully allow us to win this one. Whatever's left of the General's bodyguard is coming back to the battle, but as it looks like the enemy has the same idea, they're going to regroup and basically try and get themselves into a more favourable position, so we can wait them out while our archers just do what they can just to try and start bringing down numbers of the Swiss Guard, because really they're the only enemy infantry unit who could bring us a lot of damage. But that being said, it looks like we're not having a fun time marching up that hill, but then again, they've got heavy armour, they've got very heavy weapons, so it's a bit of a struggle for them, unfortunately. Okay, archers, I noticed we've stopped firing, but I'm guessing it's because we need to get to a better position, because yeah, we're not in the most fun of positions right now. What's going on over there, by the way? We've got some Pavisas still mooching around, looking to cause problems. Right, you lot just get into a formation. General, he's still fresh, and I know the last time I threw a general against Pavisas, it did not end well. However, they're weakened, they're low on numbers, and and they're in a bad mood. So can you just try and just, you know, chop them out, please, and just get rid of whatever's left of them. Billman, I want you to position yourselves here and then hold your position, because you've basically got no energy left already, because I basically sent you on the worst hike of your lives. But yeah, I'm sorry. I genuinely am sorry I made you hike that, but yeah. Men, I know you're also exhausted, but look, the cards are in our
men are
hand.
winning the battle.
We can hold
If
our
we
position
continue
for
like
now
this, we
and
will smash
advance
the
later.
enemy.
Archers, get some volleys out now, because I think the enemy is about to charge our position down. General, keep ready on the flank. Same goes for our billmen. If they are going to advance, then we're going to have to make it hard for them. But that being said, archers are now just trying to hit what they can. If they're going to come running, they're also going to lose out on the stamina as well. They've just marched up the hill. So basically the enemy has wasted their own advantage against us. But looks like the Swiss Guard are going to try and toy with my billmen instead. Fine, let them do that. I know their morale isn't brilliant, and I know their stamina isn't doing good either, but at the same time, these guys are now just actively draining their stamina. So either way, everyone's a loser today. General, you keep your position there and await further orders from me. Do not advance just yet. Remember, those mortar crews, they may be weak, but they can still make a bit of a stab with their butter knives. But as it stands, they're harmless-ish because they don't have their cannons. I have their cannons. I'm very glad that I control that part of the battlefield. Anyway, archers, you just keep on firing upon this Swiss Guard, and I'm just going to let you do that until you run out of ammunition. So I'm just going to let this happen, and I'm going to see you when we've finished the barrage. Okay, the Pope is in retreat. We are going to bring him down now. So, well, I say I'm going to bring him down now. I'm going to have my men sort of move towards him and see what they can do, but there is very little that they can do. Either way, I'm going to start moving my infantry forward. I just had my general move in and attack the mortars because I may as well try and bring down what I can. But that being said, I don't really want to tangle with Swiss Guard. But then again, I think they might just retreat. They are bracing for a charge, but yeah, their morale's already just about nothing, and I think they're just going to...
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this,
Yeah,
only
they're falling
half the
back.
enemy force remains.
Actually, aren't even doing that good against my cavalry. I would have expected them to absolutely slaughter my cavalry, but they brought down about one person. Okay, so yeah, that didn't really end the way I was expecting it to. I did basically take down a fair few of their numbers through my archers alone, as you can see with these bodies. So I think that is what triggered the enemy to eventually just fall back. They realised that I was just going to stand there and just basically be an absolute pain in the ass. So, you know what?
The enemy army
They acknowledged that they lost, and therefore they've done the right thing and just retreated. Archers, I mean spearmen, hold it. Let the cavalry finish it off. Just try and bring down whatever you can of our Swiss Guard, please, or just walk up to them and stare at them for a bit, because you guys just never have a clue what you're doing. But you know, good job, men. Very, very good job. At least we brought this particular fawn down.
We await your command.
And that is one less cocky purple, well, PayPal bodyguard or thug or whatever he wants to call himself getting in my way. Right, who's left, by the way? There is some other unit apparently worming its way around here. Who be retreating in the weirdest direction in the world? Some mortars. Demi-lancers, they're all yours. Let as well get you a use of some description in this battle, because hey, you know, see, there was a tactic to me leaving them behind all along, and it is just doing this. See, ba-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, bish bash schmickety shmosh. There we go. Absolutely wiped them out. All right, very good job, men. I'm pleased with the way you conduct yourselves in this battle.
This is a clear victory that goes to only men of great virtue and valor.
Yep, successful victory there, and the numbers show it. I did take a few losses, but then again, I think really the enemy had a big terrain advantage over me, but we managed to still turn it into a victory for ourselves. So at the end of the day, I am pretty pleased with how that went. Sadly, the only unit who got experience was lose, but oh well, I guess he could afford to get some more experience, so hey, that's useful for him. Also a fair bit of ransom money. Yep, Pope, pay up.
Yes.
Oh, come on. Oh well, that's him at bay for a little longer, man. Look at that. Oh, they're all traitor excreases, don't worry. They're not. It's not just everyone suddenly deciding that they really hate me.
wish.
Anyway, we're in Milan. Milan's really unhappy, but then again, if I put the taxes down, that buys their happiness for a little longer. Do some merging, please, and then do some retraining. And we're going to have to do some emergency recruitment. Start recruiting some merchant cavalry militia and some heavy bill militia, please. And I want these demi-lancers sending to Genoa before they can be retrained in Genoa now. We've got a few Spanish navies creeping around here, by the way. Admiral Jasper, can you bring down Admiral Abata, please? Thank you very much. Right, he's just over here now. I'd say you could probably take on Admiral Abata now, but I don't think you could because, yeah, he's going to win. You head back for a Jacko who will retrain and also replenish your navy. And Admiral Jasper, no, you know what? Merge up whatever you can, and I want you to join up with Admiral Lawrence because, yeah, try and get all your lads in there, please, or as many as you can. Yeah, we've got, I think because these guys are now technically characters, I can't fully merge, but I want to have one big fleet here, and you can head back and just try and get yourself some extra troops there. A Jacko, if there is anything that you can retrain out of that, or let's just see if there's anything that we can merge quickly once more. Admiral Lawrence, anything that you can merge there? Very good, done some merging. Ooh, didn't mean to do that. There's still a bit of retraining that we can do, so retrain at Corgan, yeah, we've recruited all that we can. Should probably just work on building a ship, right? But because I've started the barracks, I'm going to have to finish the barracks. Right, enemy army routes, by the way, good. Trait increase, lose, gain some command. He also gained some dread and additional morale. He also gained additional command when attacking, but he loses command when defending. Alright, that's good. Well, interesting. He's also gained some chivalry, so it balances out, and also a retinue expansion. He has a veteran warrior, which gives him the extra command and all that stuff. Good. Happy to see some personal development for you, lose. Still bald at the ripe old age of 28. Good. Happy with the way that battle went. Right, I have Joffrey the Traitor to deal with now, who...
I will only address you in battle.
It's all archers and spear militia, so to be honest, it's not even a good army. I don't know where the other army went, by the way. Did we just get so many rebels that they're just compounded or combusted or something? Francis, I want you to lead an attack out against these. Get your superior archers and artillery, and bring along some spear militia, and I want you to just knock this guy's teeth out, please. Get rid of him. And by the way, when you go and do this, can you just try and not suddenly betray me as well? Because I know this bridge is now just absolutely bloody cursed. But you know, it's the thought that counts, that you just do not suddenly turn against me. If we have time as well, I'm going to have you go and build a fort here, because I really would like a fort here. But for now, let's try and get rid of Joffrey the Traitor. And then we'll put together a plan to deal with the Imperials, because it seems that things just keep trying to push me back. Either way, it's going to be a night attack because I get the command bonus, and it also makes the strength ratio now 5-3 in my favour. We are outnumbered, but as we've discussed, it is a few units of armoured archer militia. However, my longbow men will be happily able to, well, ignore their armour and just shonk a few arrows in them and also outrange them. I've also got artillery who will just make their life hell, and spear militia can move in and deliver the kill. That being said, I do have one superior unit of spear militia. However, I have the numbers, and I have a general who will just basically stove their heads in with his big sword. So let's just jump into this battle and see how it goes.
Glory to your name, orders.
Okay, so here we are, a bridge and a river, a very flooded river in fact. Potentially one that may have additional crossings for me to exploit. That being said, we also have the bridge where we are going to control the enemy and keep them back. I doubt they'll charge forward because really it's just an all-archer party, but if they do, I am going to put down some stakes to keep them back. So, by the way, no fire arrows please. And for some reason my stakes are the default option, so I guess we're not going to be using them. Wish I was like, hitting alt doesn't do anything, by the way. So, right lads, get yourselves here. No fire arrows. Or just have no special ability whatsoever. Well, you lot can put your stakes down, so there you go, put some stakes down just as pity men. Oh wait, now it's fire arrows all of a sudden. Why can you guys just never put down stakes? It's just, whatever. Our men are questioning us, but we'll just let them do what they want. Either way, right, you lot will go here, and you just have a very simple job. Get arrows over the river and just basically make hell for the enemy. Spears, you're here, you will take control on the melee if the enemy tries to charge forward. Catapults, you're here. You should know very simply what you're going to be doing. You're just going to be, well, launching fireballs. General, you're here. You're awaiting further orders. Either way, we're going to overwhelm the enemy with my superior missiles. And then basically just execute my own men. Either way, let's just jump right into this battle. So, enemy is on the other side of the river. Artillery, move forward. And I want you to start getting the first few shots out. Longbows, position yourselves at the banks of the river and prepare to also assist, please. Either way, we have the range superiority over this enemy. My god, this river is just so low today. Are we actually able to walk in the river? Don't look like it. Yeah, I don't think we can actually make a physical crossing here, but we can still use the bridges. Well, the bridge. Traitor's bridge, for that matter. Just want to demolish this bridge, really, because that's what it is. The bridge of traitors. Those who cross this bridge suddenly have an overwhelming desire to betray their country, their kingdom, and their lord. Highly frustrating indeed. Anyway, the artillery is just making the opening gambits right now. Longbows, unfortunately, cannot hit anything, but at the same time, the enemy archers cannot hit anything either. I think I'll keep it that way for now. I'm going to let the artillery have the opening moves, and then what we'll do is I'll move the archers forward. Let's soften the enemy out first. So, because there isn't really a lot for me to see apart from, well, there's things for me to see, but things that you may not be interested in, such as just watching Honor just miss a million times and me just mispronounce the word catapult several times because I call them Onager still. I will see you once the initial artillery barrage is over, because this is all that's going on right now. Okay, so my artillery has just finished firing and they've made a fair few casualties. 25% of the enemy army to be exact, and also some of the enemies have moved slightly closer, so my longbowmen is just currently working down one unit, and I'm going to let them do this. Now, while they do that, I have had a bit of a rethink as to how we're going to do this attack. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get these longbowmen to try and come a little bit further down and see if they could potentially start attacking, which I can do. And catapults, you're free to withdraw now. You're done for the day. Now, the reason why I'm bringing them down here is because I need to make sure I maintain range superiority. And if I have my units on the bridge, basically, what I'm doing is I'm giving my enemy an incredibly easy target to hit. The bridge isn't really hard to miss. It's a condensed area, and basically an arrow volley can do me a lot of bad. And I know this catapult still has about one shot left in it, but I'm not going to bother with it. It's done there. So that's why I put my longbowmen here, because when I shoot from here, they are getting kills. They are still hitting the enemy, but most importantly, the enemy can't fight back. We still maintain a ranged superiority. So that's pretty much what we're on with now. The enemy, as you can see, they are starting to drain in numbers a little bit, but have decided to be clever and go into a loose formation, which is going to keep them a little bit safer in regards to, you know, troop losses and troop attrition and all that. That longbows take down a juicier target. Now let's make all of their units just a little bit weak. I mean, look about that first volley, by the way. Those numbers are just fucking shedding down like no man's business. So yeah, what the rest of this battle is going to be, I'm just going to let these longbowmen quickly do their bit, and then really once this unit's drained out, which it is now, let's pull you guys back, and let's let the yeoman just take over for you. So yeoman, I want you just to come in over here, please, if you be so kind, and then basically start hitting the middle of the enemy formation, and there we go. That
Only
is
half
just
the
all
enemy force remains.
Half the enemy force remains, and we haven't got into a single melee engagement yet, and I haven't lost a single man in my army yet either. That is how bad it is for these traitors now. They've just been absolutely bangled, schmongled by me. Yeoman, concentrate your fire on the centre of the enemy formation now. We can't quite hit the spearmen, but that's fine. We can bring them down in the melee. Oh wait, nah, they're pulling away. That's clever of them. Well, I say it's clever of them. A clever opponent would have pulled away a while ago, so they'd forced me forward. That's fine. If they don't want to fight anymore, that's fine. Spearmen, begin the advance. We're going to get our spearmen over the bridge now. Then, once they're over, the general's going to bring himself over, and that's where we'll finish the battle. So, general, I want you yourself in position to begin advancing. But, yeah. Now, the spearmen are going to be subject to a bit of arrow fire, but think of it like this. There are so few enemy archers now. We've reduced their numbers down by 62%. There is still some archer militia here, there and everywhere, but look at this. 26, 35, 52, 34, 27. That's about one entire unit of archer militia left now. Maybe one and a bit, but that what did it have initially? About what, 5, 6-ish? It's not good for the enemy. That being said, their archers are now preparing to open fire. Yeoman's are opening fire again because, well, they just suddenly found themselves with the opportunity. So, well, why not take that opportunity? May as well get a few more additional shots out there while we can and see how many of them we can kill. But that being said, the enemy is going for their fire arrows, so they are going to try and cause some destruction within my forces. And yeah, they got a few kills. That's going to happen because, as you can see, the bridge is a pretty bad area for my troops to march. It is a tight area, not a lot of wiggle room, so we are going to be facing a lot of death, a lot of destruction, but we have to do what we can. We have to survive against what we can, and we are doing that, in fact, because our yeomen are just once more making life absolute hell for the enemy, and you lot will now have a very simple order. You will pursue that unit, you will pursue this unit, and you will pursue this unit. Get across the bridge as quick as you can. Yeomen, ceasefire, please. You have done a fantastic job today, as have all my archers, and anything that can basically throw missiles. In fact, the enemy now wants to meet us head on with spears instead. Right, let the spear militia be the brunt force. They've basically taken the least punishment from my archers because they've constantly stayed at the back. General, get your ass over that bridge now. You're going to chase down whatever's left of the enemy archers. But for now, our spearmen have moved in. They are going to play with the enemy spears. As you see, there's the one with good armour. So he may be a slight issue for me, but at the same time, their numbers are now reduced and their morale poise are doing good because the enemy captain did actually take a big flaming catapult rock to the face, which, well, turns out
very much in our
isn't good for the morale of your army.
If we remain true and steadfast, victory will be ours.
Good going, men. I can see that the strong spear militia is already starting to weaken. If we can make him the focus, we'll let the weaker ones just be an as-and-when unit. They're already wavering. And to be honest, once my general comes over, he pretty much has the plan. The enemy is trying to get some more missile fire just out there, and yeah, it's just trying to cause a bit of disruption.
Behold how
too
our
late.
cowardly foe runs. It's time to press the attack.
Guess where my general shows his face? The traitors know that it's all gone wrong. Alright, general, chase down whatever you can, and then I think that's where we can call this one a victory. Victory at Traitor's Bridge. Hopefully no more will follow in their footsteps, but you never know. We'll have to keep very close vigil over these lands.
All of Christendom
Something's
will
fishy.
be awed by the victory we have won here today.
Good job, men. Even though quite a few traitors escaped, a lot of them just met their ends at the end of an arrow shaft. It's quite a painful way to go. Also, my missile units actually gained a nice bit of experience in general. I'm happy for them. Well, they really did do a lot of the killing today. Well, they pretty much did all the killing, in fact. Thus ends all treachery.
Glory, honor, victory!
Good job,
Hail,
Francis.
my
What do we have in Venice, by the way? Venice's garrison's alright.
Hail,
Francis,
my king.
I want you... I don't know. I want him to help out against Trivano, but at the same time I don't. What have I got? Billman. Yeah, you know what? Because my troops are a little bit under... You know what, Francis,
Hail,
just get
my
your bum
king.
over here. Any help's good help.
Honor, sire.
Leave blasphemous.
But
Muslim.
we are going to deal with the attack on Venice next episode, my friends. So this is where we are going to call it end today. So I do hope you have enjoyed. I know it has been a lot of admin and there hasn't really been a lot of fighting, but oh well, maybe next episode there will be more fighting. Mainly, we are going to be dealing with Emperor Henry. We're going to make a plan for putting an end to his little ambition. And we're going to continue making our plans against Vienna and Palermo and other such ventures. We'll also have a lot of money to spend, and we do have a Spanish army to deal with. We need to finish off Captain Ricardo. So we'll be doing that as well. But that is where we must call it an end for today, my friends. So I do hope you've enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Have a lovely evening.